The order. No human expected. The wind outside howled like a ghost. Inside the small medical tent on Arvis 9, Dr. Liam Cross checked the scanner again. The screen blinked softly. No major injuries. No alerts. Just silence. He had been stationed here for 2 months now, a human medic working alongside the Zerellan army. They were tall, cold-looking aliens with skin like polished metal and eyes that glowed in shades of blue. They didn't speak much. They didn't trust humans much either, and Liam preferred it that way, until tonight. The flap of the tent flew open. 2 Zerellan guards entered, silent, serious, weapons held tight. Between them walked Commander Varela. She was the highest-ranking Zerellan on the base. Taller than the others, stronger. Her armor was different too, silver with deep blue lines that pulsed with energy. Her face was calm, but her eyes were sharp and glowing brighter than usual. Liam stood up quickly. "Commander, is something wrong?" She walked right up to him, her voice steady but low. "Human. You must examine me." Liam blinked. "What?" Varela removed her gauntlet and held out her arm. "Now, before it spreads." "Before what spreads?" he asked, confused. She paused, then leaned in closer. "Something changed inside me after I stepped on your human soil. I feel different. My balance, my pulse, my thoughts." Liam hesitated. "You're saying Earth changed you?" She nodded once. "Or maybe you did." Liam motioned to the scanner bed. "Please lie down. I'll run a full scan." Varela did not lie down. She stood tall. No drugs, no mind probes, just the basic tests. "Do you agree?" Liam gave a small nod. Of course. He activated the medical scanner and waved the wand. Across her arm and chest, the machine beeped normal. Then again, another beep, low heartbeat variance, and then, flash, the scanner blinked red. Unknown genetic fluctuation detected. Liam stared at the screen. "What in the... What is it?" Varela asked. Liam zoomed in on the data. He had to double-check. The results showed something strange, something impossible. A small part of her DNA was changing, and the new pattern looked human. He stepped back slowly. "Commander, your body is mimicking human code." Varela tilted her head. "Explain." "I'm not sure how," Liam said, "but your body is copying some of my genetic material. It's almost like it's trying to match me." She was silent for a long time, then she spoke. "That explains the dreams." "Dreams?" "Yes," she said. "Last night I saw a place I've never been. Blue skies, oceans, and a woman crying over a child. I woke up feeling sorrow. That is not normal for me." Liam stared. "You felt emotion?" Varela's voice was quiet. "I did not understand it until I entered this room." The scanner pinged again. This time it displayed something new. Neural, sync, partial, emotional response, detected. Source, proximity. Liam's heart skipped a beat. The machine was saying that Varela's mind had reacted to his presence, that she was syncing, not just physically but mentally. She stepped forward, eyes locked on his. "I believe you are the cause," she said. "I didn't do anything," he whispered. "You were kind," she replied. "And in my world, kindness is poison. It changes the mind, softens the body, weakens the command." "Then why are you still here?" Liam asked. Her voice was soft. "Because I don't want to leave." The tent was quiet now. Just the sound of wind outside, and the soft hum of 2 hearts beating slowly in the same space. Liam turned off the scanner. "Commander, if this gets out, your people could remove you." "Maybe worse." "I know," she said. "And still, you let me examine you?" Varela looked at him for a long moment. Then she said something that made his blood run cold. "Because if I don't understand what's happening to me, your entire species may be next. Outside, one of the Zarellan guards tapped his ear. He whispered into the comm. "She's made contact. The bond has begun. Prepare the report." Somewhere far above the base, in a dark orbiting ship, someone was listening. Something inside her. The lights flickered. Commander Varela stood still in the middle of the medical tent. Her silver eyes lost focus. Her breath shortened. Dr. Liam Cross didn't even have time to react. She collapsed. Her tall body hit the floor hard. Her pulse armband blinked wildly, unstable. Liam rushed forward. "Commander, Varela." No response. He knelt beside her, tapped her cheek. "Can you hear me?" Still nothing. Her skin, normally smooth and cool, was now hot, almost burning. Dragged her onto the exam table and strapped the scanner over her chest. It blinked once. Then again. Internal surge. Neural mismatch. Cell rejection. Beginning. Liam muttered. Her body's fighting itself. But that wasn't the strangest part. Her bloodstream wasn't just rejecting foreign material. It was reacting to something it couldn't recognize. Not a virus. Not a toxin. Something deeper. Something emotional. He activated deeper scans, knowing he'd get in trouble for it later. Using restricted human tools on a Zarellan commander, grounds for court-martial. But she was dying, and he couldn't let her die. Not like this. Inside her brain scans, he saw strange patterns, pulses of light. They matched no alien neural rhythm he'd studied before. Then he saw it, a flash of memory recorded as her mind shut down. Zarellan brains stored dream visuals briefly, and hers had just triggered a surge. The image was clear, a young human child, running through a grassy field. A woman laughing. The sound of waves. Liam's eyes widened. He whispered, "She's dreaming about Earth." But how? She had never even stepped foot on it. Suddenly, Varela's eyes snapped open, glowing bright blue. But she didn't speak. Instead, she reached up and grabbed Liam's hand, pulling him close. "You were there," she whispered. "In the dream." His heart thudded in his chest. Varela's voice trembled, something he had never heard before. "I heard your name." Before I knew it, before he could answer, the tent flap opened. 3 alien officers stepped in. Their faces were stiff, cold. Watching, the one in front spoke with sharp authority. "We sensed her collapse. We will take her to the Zarellan chamber now." Liam stepped in front of Varela. "She's not ready to move." "She is the commander," the alien snapped. "She is our responsibility." Varela, still weak, whispered, "No, I stay with the human." The aliens looked shocked. One of them stepped forward. "You are compromised, you are bonding," Varela whispered again. "That is why I chose him." The lead alien raised a communicator. "Notify High Council. The awakening has begun." Liam's eyes darted to Varela. "What awakening?" Her breathing slowed, her hand trembled. "The old blood," she said. "Something we buried long ago." Later that night, Varela rested quietly on the bed. Liam stayed by her side. He couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the dream she described, the way she spoke his name before hearing it, the changes in her DNA, the warmth in her hand. Something ancient was waking inside her, something that wanted to remember him, even though they'd never met before. In the cold silence of space, a hidden Zarellan station lit up. A voice echoed through its long-forgotten halls. "The human effect has begun. Prepare the next subject." The link the next morning, the sun rose over Arvis 9, cold and pale. Dr. Liam Cross had barely slept. He sat at his desk, eyes fixed on Varela's medical data. The scans from the night before blinked softly on his screen. There was one pattern he couldn't stop staring at. A strand of genetic code. Something inside her blood that looked familiar. Too familiar. He opened a sample of his own DNA for comparison. Match found. It wasn't exact, but it was close enough to raise one question. In his mind, why does a Xyrillan commander have traces of human DNA? Behind him, Varaya stirred. She sat up slowly, her movements weaker than usual. I dreamed again, she said quietly. Liam turned. Another Earth memory? She nodded. But this time I wasn't watching. He stepped closer. You were in the memory? Yes, she said. There was a war, but not ours. I was standing on Earth, wearing armor made of light. Liam frowned. That's impossible. Varaya's eyes narrowed. Is it? Liam pulled up ancient war records, deep archives, hidden files from the early human exploration days. There were rumors, stories of a lost fleet that made contact with an unknown species, far from Earth, a peaceful alliance that broke apart and was never recorded properly. The only description given was one phrase: tall figures with light-born eyes and skin like silver stone. Varaya. He looked at her. I think your people met ours a long time ago. Before the wars. Before either side knew what would happen. Varaya stood, holding on to the side of the bed. And something was shared? Maybe more than that, Liam said. Maybe something was planted. She placed her hand over her heart. Then what I'm feeling isn't just a glitch. He nodded. It's a memory. Something buried deep inside you. And now it's waking up because of you, she whispered. Unseen by them both just outside the tent, a Xyrellan officer watched silently. Officer Tren, Varaya's second in command. His face was blank, but his eyes held cold purpose. He turned and walked quickly toward the comm tower. Inside, he activated a hidden channel. They've connected. Her body is responding. The human must be eliminated. A voice replied through static. Understood. Begin the purge. We must not allow the ancient link to spread. Back in the tent, Varaya stepped outside for air. The wind felt different now, sharper, more alive. She looked up at the stars. I feel like I've stood under this sky before, she said. Liam joined her. Maybe you have. Maybe not in this life, but maybe something inside you remembers. She turned to him, voice soft. Do you believe in past lives? I believe in patterns, he said. And whatever this is, it's not random. Suddenly, Liam's communicator buzzed. A secure message flashed on screen. Warning. Data. Breach detected. Security compromised. He turned to Varaya. Someone's watching us. Just then, the power in the tent flickered, and in the distance, a loud alarm began to wail. From the eastern side of the base, smoke rose. Flames followed. Someone had triggered an explosion, right in the human barracks. Liam's eyes widened. They're not after you anymore. They're coming for me. Varaya grabbed his arm. Then stay close, I'll protect you. He looked into her eyes. You're not just a commander anymore. She said nothing, but her grip tightened, just a little. In the shadows, Officer Tren activated a cloaked drone. It hummed softly above the camp, its lens locking on Liam's face. Target marked. Elimination order confirmed. And far beneath the ground, in a long-lost vault of the old Xyrellan Empire, a heartbeat began to pulse inside a sleeping machine. It had felt the link return, and it was waking up too. Forbidden data. The smoke rose high over the base. Soldiers ran in all directions, shouting orders. Emergency beacons lit up. But this chaos wasn't natural. It was planned. Inside the medical tent, Liam Cross worked fast. He copied every scan, every file, and every note on Varaya's DNA shift onto a hidden drive. Beside him, Varaya stood guard, her eyes scanning the field outside. They set that explosion to pull soldiers away from this zone, she said quietly. They're creating a blind spot, Liam added. For the kill, she finished. Liam slammed the drive into a slot on his wrist pad. If they erase this data, the truth dies with us. Varaya looked at him. Then we won't let them. But even as she said it, she turned her head sharply. A sound, barely there. A hum. Liam's stomach dropped. Varaya whispered, Drone. Hi. Above them, hidden against the sky, a small silver drone hovered. No lights, no signal. Its targeting system locked onto Liam's heat signature. Target acquired. Fire when ready. But before it fired, something strange happened. Its screen flickered. A warning blinked inside its own programming. Unknown code detected. Inside the drone's core, a soft pulse began. A signal from Varea's blood, echoing outward, like a beacon. The drone paused. Varea clutched her head. Something's speaking to me. Liam grabbed her shoulder. What do you mean? She pointed to the sky. The machine. It's hesitating. How? She stared into the distance. I think I can talk to it. Liam didn't understand, but he trusted her. Then do it fast. Varea closed her eyes. Her pulse slowed. Inside her mind, a flicker of light opened. A memory not hers. Cold metal walls, a white room, machines speaking, not in words, but in feeling. And then, an order. Protect the carrier. The drone froze in. Mid-air, its weapon systems powered down, and then it turned away and disappeared into the clouds. Liam let out a breath. What was that? Varea opened her eyes slowly. A command buried in my bloodline, a forgotten order, passed from an old time. Liam stared. So this isn't just DNA, it's code? Yes, she said. A memory code. From the first merge. Liam's voice was quiet. The first merge? Varea nodded. Long ago, your kind and mine tried to become one. Through peace, through science. But it failed. Or so we thought. Liam tapped his wrist pad, searching through old Earth archives. He pulled up a restricted file, classified under ancient diplomacy. A single sentence stood out. Project Helix, shut down. Subjects terminated. Merge considered dangerous. Varea touched the screen. They erased it, but something survived. Liam whispered, In you. In us, she corrected. Just then Officer Tren entered the tent. He didn't knock. He didn't speak. He pointed his weapon straight at Liam. Varea stepped between them. Stand down, she said. You're infected. Tren replied. You are no longer Zarellan. Varea's voice was like steel. Then maybe I'm something better. Tren's hand shook, but he didn't fire. Instead, he turned and walked out, his voice echoing through his communicator. Phase failed. The human lives. Initiate final protocol. Far above, in the Zarellan warship hiding in orbit, lights blinked red. Final protocol. Wipe the base. Kill all survivors, erase the evidence. Varea turned to Liam. They're going to destroy the entire base. Liam looked at her. Then we don't run. She tilted her head. Then what do? We upload the truth. Together they sprinted to the data tower. Alarms wailed all around them. The wind screamed. Inside the tower, Liam plugged in the data drive. We send it across the galaxy. Every human outpost, every Zarellan ship. They'll all know what you are. Varea placed her hand on the console. Her touch glowed. The system recognized her. Access, bloodline verified. Merge protocol reactivated. The HFY signal launched. A pulse of light shot up into the stars. The truth was free. But far above, the warship prepared to fire. Its cannons charged. Its commander whispered, Too late, burn them. The uprising, the sky above Arvis 9 turned red. The hidden Zarellan warship began its descent. Its cannons glowed with energy, heat rippling through the atmosphere. Inside the tower, Liam held his breath. The signal was sent. The truth about Varea, about the ancient merge, about the blood they now shared, was flying across the stars. But it might not be enough. Varea, he said, if that ship fires, there's no chance we survive. She looked at the sky, eyes glowing brighter than ever. Then we don't give it the chance. A loud boom shook the ground. Zarellan soldiers, those still loyal to the high command, surrounded the tower, weapons raised. Eyes cold. At the front of them stood Officer Tren. He pointed at Liam. The human has infected her. She is no longer our commander. Liam stepped forward. She's more than your commander. She's your future. Tren scoffed. You are weak, human. Viraya raised her hand. I may have changed, she said, voice steady. But weakness is not what I feel. She stepped toward Tren. He aimed his weapon, but didn't fire. Something in her presence made him hesitate. Behind the loyalists, something moved. One soldier stepped forward, then another. Their weapons lowered, they dropped to one knee. Commander Viraya, one said. We felt it too, the pulse, the signal. Viraya's breath caught. You remembered? We did, the soldier said. Not with our minds, but in our blood. More soldiers dropped their weapons. One by one they knelt. Tren looked around, confused and furious. This is betrayal. No, Viraya said. This is evolution. Far above, the warship locked onto the base. A voice echoed inside its control chamber. Primary failsafe activated. Surface cleansing in 30 seconds. The cannon powered up. Inside the tower, Liam's screen flashed red. Target locked. He looked at Viraya. It's going to wipe us all out. She closed her eyes, then opened them again, bright as a star. No, she said. It won't. She ran outside, climbed to the highest point of the tower and stood tall. The wind blew her long hair back. Her skin shimmered silver blue. She lifted both hands to the sky. The mark on her chest glowed, spreading out like roots. Liam watched, stunned. The very air around her pulsed. The cannon fired. A massive beam of burning red light shot toward the ground. Viraya didn't move. Instead, a dome of white-blue energy exploded from her body. The beam hit it, and stopped. The warship shook. Its systems failed. Then it cracked. The ship groaned under its own weight, tearing itself apart in orbit. The debris burned as it fell, scattering harmlessly into the sea. Liam rushed to her. Viraya was on one knee, breathing hard. You stopped it, he said. She nodded. Weakly. It wasn't just me. The signal. It activated something buried in every Zarellan mind. She looked around. All the soldiers stood now. Not enemies. Not soldiers. Just people. Remembering something they were never supposed to know. Later, inside the tower, Liam sat beside her. She leaned on his shoulder. Do you think this will change anything? She asked. It already has, he said. Outside, Zarellans and humans spoke as equals. For the first time, no orders, no ranks, just truth. Liam looked at her. I never thought a simple medical scan would lead to this. She smiled faintly. You examined me, yes, but I saw you too, and I chose you. He took her hand. I'm not a soldier. I can't lead your people. No, she said, but you reminded me how to feel. Far away, the signal reached a quiet corner of space. An old satellite came to life. Its screen lit up. Merge confirmed. Humanity and Zarellan compatible. Reconnect sequence available. And something very old. Awakened. The human effect 3 days had passed since the sky burned. The wreckage of the Zarellan warship had sunk into the northern sea. No one came to claim it, no one dared. In its place, peace settled over Arvis 9. For the first time, Zarellans and humans shared meals, tools, and stories, but not everyone smiled. Not everyone felt safe. Inside the command tent, Dr. Liam Cross adjusted Viraya's health scan. Her body was still recovering. Her blood pressure had stabilized. Her heartbeat was strong, but something else had changed. He stared at the screen. Your cells, he said slowly. They're not just healing. They're evolving. Viraya lay on the medical bed, half sitting, up. Her skin shimmered faintly, glowing lines running under the surface. What does that mean? She asked. You're not just Zarellan anymore, Liam said. You're something new. She looked away, Outside the tent, other Zerellans had begun showing signs too. Small shifts, mood swings, memories from places they'd never been. Some laughed, some cried, some were afraid. "It's spreading," she whispered. "Even without direct contact," Liam nodded. "This isn't a sickness, it's a signal. Passed through touch, thought, even emotion." In the gathering hall, Officer Tren sat alone. He had not spoken since the fall of the warship. Now he stared at his shaking hand. His skin had begun to glow too. He covered it quickly and clenched his jaw. Later that evening, a meeting was called. Virea stood in front of both human and Zerellan officers. "I know many of you feel confused," she said, "but this change is not a weakness." One Zerellan soldier stood. "What if we don't want it? What if it's a threat?" Virea nodded. "Then you have the right to refuse. We won't force peace." "But the change is happening anyway," someone else said. Liam stepped forward. "You don't stop a sunrise just because you're afraid of the light." Back in the quiet of the night, Liam and Virea sat on a hill above the base. Stars lit the sky. He handed her a small data chip. "What is this?" she asked. "Everything we found. Merge data, your scans, the original project notes. It's all here." "For what?" she asked. "For the future," Liam said. "In case someone tries to erase it again." She held the chip tightly. She turned to him. "You changed me," she said softly. "No," he replied. "You just remembered who you were meant to be." A long silence. Then she whispered, "I've begun dreaming again. But this time, I see children. One has your eyes." Liam's heart skipped. He tried to speak but couldn't. Suddenly a call came through his wristpad. Static. Then a voice. "Base Theta 2 has fallen. Someone's trying to erase the merge signal." Liam and Virea exchanged looks. "Who?" she asked. The voice came again. "Not outside forces. It's someone within, one of our own." Far in the distance, Officer Tren entered a black transport. His eyes were cold, his voice calm. "I will fix what they broke." And behind him, in a stolen chamber, he carried a device not seen in centuries, a memory eraser, designed to wipe entire bloodlines. What she became, the air was still. Too still. Dr. Liam Cross stood at the edge of the landing field, staring at the trail of smoke in the sky. A stolen black Zerellan transport had just lifted off. Officer Tren was gone. With him, he carried something ancient and deadly, a memory eraser, one powerful enough to wipe out every signal of the merge from the Zerellan bloodline. Not kill. Worse, erase. Forget. Inside the command tent, Virea stood tall before her people. "They fear what we've become," she said, "because it feels." A young soldier spoke, voice shaking. "But what if they use the device? What if we go back to the way we were?" Virea looked at Liam, then back to the crowd. "Then we go to them first." Hours later, their ship broke through the clouds, chasing the black trail across Arvis space. Virea stood at the front of the cockpit, eyes glowing brighter than ever. Her skin was no longer just silver. It shimmered with streaks of warmth and color. Something never seen in her species, she was changing, not into something human, but into something more than both. On the far side of the planet, Tren stood in an old ruins chamber. The memory device stood ready, its pulse charged. "This will save us," he whispered. "This will make us pure again." He activated the sequence, but before it could begin, the doors burst open. Liam ran in first. "No!" he shouted. Tren turned sharply. "You brought this sickness." Behind him, Virea entered, calm, glowing, strong. "You're afraid," she said. "I am loyal." Tren shouted. Virea stepped forward. "Then be loyal to truth." He pointed a weapon at her. "You're not Zerellan anymore." She looked into his eyes. "No," she said. "I'm what comes after." Tren fired. Liam dove to protect her. But the blast never hit. Viraya raised her hand and the energy dissolved before touching them. Then her other hand lifted. The memory device began to shake. Its lights dimmed. Then it shattered into dust. Tren fell to his knees, stunned. How? Viraya stepped close. You cannot erase what has already awakened. Liam walked to her side. He didn't speak. He just held her hand, and she didn't let go. Back at base, news of the destruction of the memory eraser spread quickly. Xyrellans no longer feared the merge. They embraced it. Over time, a new generation was born, half light, half flesh, the first true bridge between two once distant species. At the center of it all stood Viraya, no longer just a commander, not quite human, not quite alien. She was something else, the first of the future. 1 year later, on a quiet hill under twin moons, Liam watched a small child run through the grass, silver skin, human laugh, eyes like stars. Viraya sat beside him. He turned to her. Still think I infected you? He joked. She smiled. No. You examined me. Then you healed me. And now, you love me. He took her hand. I always did. Above them, in a forgotten corner of the galaxy, an ancient satellite blinked once, then whispered into the stars. Merge successful. Prepare next stage. And across the universe, other sleeping bloodlines began to stir.